Hi, it's Lou Agave of Long Island Lou Tequila on Facebook, Instagram, and the web. Thanks for looking at my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Today, we're going to do Sipping with Lou. We're going to talk a little about one of the oldest distilleries around, Santa Rita, in a Matitan in the Valley of Jalisco, where they make what was called El Caballito Cerrero, and that was when it was this guy, colored label. Okay, they're not making this anymore at NOM 1114. It really doesn't have a NOM anymore, and it's not called tequila anymore. You know why? Because now they've got Caballito Cerrero, and it's made as an agave distillate, not called tequila anymore. I'll tell you why, but it really is tequila, and it's amazing tequila. Going, right to the top. It's been at the top of my list for years, but getting refamiliarized with this brand after spending years drinking the good stuff on the colored label, it didn't change at all. What they did was they had a thing with the CRT. They decided not to play along with the rules because they're doing stuff the way it used to be done in the old days. I've been talking to Javier, and that's Javier Jimenez, the grandson of the man who started it all. And that would be Don Alfonso. And he started this brand in 1950. The distillery's been around since 1873. They're on their 15th generation working there, okay? So his grandfather started the brand in 1850, and then in 1968, it kind of became incorporated, okay? That's the way he described it to me. So the brand kind of started over again at that point. But it's been around for a long time. Now, this is an agave distillate because, again, they didn't want to go by the rules. They wanted to be able to use different types of agave, okay? So they import two different types now, products into the U.S. They're the only ones importing Chateau agave, which is a mezcal, used for mezcal, Chateau, and that's delicious as well. I've had that. So that's being imported into the U.S. as well as the Blue Weber version, the Azul. Okay, so as long as it says Azul, you're good to go, and you're basically drinking what would be tequila, okay? Made the same way, but then when I asked him, why does it have a mezcal presence? It definitely tastes a little bit like mezcal. He said the environment, he said. It's just the area, the environment, the situation that has been there so long with the old equipment, the old ways. They do everything really slow. There's no rush, he said. And it's just the way they do things that it picks up these notes, these old town notes. Did you also know that a Caballito is a drinking vessel? And they use that out of a honed out bull's horn. You must have seen those, right? Where you see the guys, the old timers drinking from that. That's a Caballito. And also Caballito means a shot. So it's a shot of tequila, all right? So it's a lot of history. This brand has a ton of history. It's been around forever, and it's basically stayed in the family. The distillery at one time was owned by the in-laws of the owner, and he purchased it, so it basically stayed in the family, and they've been around 150 years. I mean, and this brand's been around since 1950. They know what they're doing. They're not trying to compete. They don't care about the CRT. They don't care about the fact that they're bringing in an unregulated and unauthorized product into the U.S., so it can't be called tequila, and they don't care. And you realize a lot of brands just want to join the CRT so they could be called tequila so they could cash in. There's a lot, tequila is very popular. They just didn't want to play those games. They want to be able to make tequila, not worry so much about the dominion, and they wanted to make it whatever way they wanted. They wanted to, do things the old-fashioned way. Let me give you a little more history. Okay, so 46%, all right? We're talking about 92 proof here. This is just amazing stuff. All right, so it's not NOM 1114 anymore like it used to be. It's not tequila anymore. It's an agave distillate, but it's tequila. And it's amazing old-time tequila, okay? So there's a lot of good stuff about this that you really got to know about, all right? So they didn't want to go along with the guidelines. Someone stole their name for a while there, and what happened was someone misplaced the paperwork, according to Javier, and another brand took off and stole their name. As you'll notice, there's one around. But they didn't realize they don't have the quality of this guy, and this guy never lost the quality, and they kept making it, and they made it for family. Then they won in court, and they got their name back, so it's still Caballito Cerrero now. They're using the horse in a black and white label now. And an interesting story about that? The owner was one of the co-founders of Herradura. He founded Herradura. So what happened was there was a little dispute or something. He broke off and he opened his own brand. This is way back. And what he did was Herradura's got the horseshoe, right? Well, this is a horse that's shoeless, meaning he don't need no horseshoes. You get it? So he opened his own brand, and he's been making it. This is like a mom and pop brand for a long time, but the people know this is high quality stuff. Absolutely delicious. 200 feet away from the distillery is the oldest known open air distillery. It's now an archaeological site. It's just insane. The Jimenez family owns that as well. So this guy here, this is the Blue Weber version, sold at Z's Tequila for $79.99, but I've seen it now for $69.99 at High Times. On Tequila Matchmaker, I'm going all the way up to 94. You heard me right, 94, okay? This is overproof. This is delicious. This is out of control tequila. I love it. It's made the old way. It has a mezcal presence to it. It's cooked the same way as tequila in a brick oven. With roller mill maceration, open air stainless steel with wild yeast, and stainless steel with copper double distilled. Okay, it is rested for 45 days. This stuff is just amazing when I get into telling you about this. But we're going to use a Jarrito. We're going to use the wide top from Chisholm Trail, which is the one for high proof. And we got the high proof right here. I mean, they give you all the information on the back too, which is really nice. I mean, this brand doesn't mess around. They're very transparent, very old-fashioned, very much their own guy. They really don't care about the rules. You know, I mean, really, he was even telling me that the CRT, he feels, sets guidelines for mass production, you know, and that's kind of what they're favoring. These guys, they just don't care. So, what happens here is, this Blanco, you know, it's a high proof, but right away you're getting struck with the sweetest, sharpest sugar rush you can get. It's also citrus like you wouldn't believe. Orange, grapefruit type of thing. Pepper, cinnamon. Oh man, light anise, smoke, light vanilla. Whew. But it's sharp sweetness, it's a pepper, it's an anise, and it's a cinnamon for sure. I mean, I'll tell you, it's just, you even get mint. Now, as I discussed with Javier, whose family owns it, long conversation, what a nice guy. You know, he was saying that you got to understand it has that mezcal presence because just the distillery is so old. It's just been there so long. It made mezcal, it made tequila, it made all kinds of things. It's just old-fashioned. They use certain elements, and they're not in a rush to do anything. Pure elements, he said, you know. So, you know, it's just, you can even get honey and spice. It's earthy, but I tell you, that's citrus, really. So, you know, you get like, I was getting a little tiny bit of that, like, light petroleum and smoke, like a mezcal kind of presence. And again, that's what he said, you know, it's part of the deal. It's just old-fashioned. Guys, wow. Whoo! Pepper, citrus, goes out with cinnamon heat. It goes out with a blast of cinnamon heat, I gotta tell you. But it's nice. You get the tingles, but man, oh man, is it nice. You guys should score this. If you see this on the shelves, I'm going back for another bottle. There's no doubt about it. And I'm telling you, it's worth every penny. This is a high proof that delivers on nose. It delivers on taste. It delivers on history. I mean, there's even so much more I could tell you about this distillery. It's insane, the history and what they went through when they took their name. They stole their name. They got it back in court. They were making it for French. They got the name back. They're back on the market. Then they decided they don't want to be part of the CRT. It's just amazing. I love their whole story. I love the tradition, the history. The distillery, I'm told, is way up a mountain, way out of the way. It's like dangerous to get there. People say it's an adventure. I'd hope to see it one day. This is really, really nice tequila. You know, depending if you like the old stuff or the new stuff, it's the same. They tell me it's the same. And I love this stuff, so I'm going to love this. It's going way up on Lou's top Blancos and overall brands. You see that on my website under top tequilas. I got a whole list, like 100 tequilas I've rated over the years, where I put in a general order. This got to be in the top 5. Okay, this is just out of control. So, guys, Caballito Cerrero, no nom. It's an agave distillate, and it's amazing. Lou Agave. Salud.